All right, so this is the next battle report in the series at the Southern Assault, and this time we are playing yet again another KOE army. And then at this moment, I said, "Oh, yeah, that's right. This is not going to be good because Warriors just have a bad time against this particular army. A lot of our attacks that we are guaranteed to hit with get rubbered off of their high armor and ward saves. So he brought us a different build than the other guy. This guy he brought two trebuchets and well, the build wasn't that much different to tell you the truth. He had a lot of those 2+ armor save core cavalry, and then a lot of he had actually very few lances, if any. I don't think he had any lances. It was just I just couldn't do anything with these guys. It's just that ward save. I mean, they were just rolling like, well, I don't want to tell too much, but here's deployment, and it's pretty much a standard deployment. So I was looking at it, and what I wanted to do was hit his biggest lance with my biggest unit, because that's what we pretty much the only options we have here, because he's going to be coming after me, and I'm going to have to actually stand and fight, because he doesn't have a lot of shooting to try to hold him back with. And so my battle shrine, not really going to be hovering around it. One will stay closer around than the last battle, that's for sure, because the last battle I don't think I used it at all. But he got a vanguard first, and then I moved up with my vanguard and units afterwards. I decided to hold back one of my chaos spawn, wasteland spawn, to deal with his trebuchets, and I might have held back both of them, but I think I'm pretty sure I held back just one of them. Yeah, I just held back just one of them because there's the one right there. We have these tokens that we have to get across the battlefield or whatever, that we have to take or be near or whatever. He moves forward. One of his vanguard unit, he gets first turn, or I might have gotten first turn, but I didn't move forward very much because I know his army really depends on counter charging and just knocking your block off. So he had a lone guy just running around out there, I think, or it might have been. What might have been just happened is the barbarians actually hit that unit and actually made them run, and had one guy left. I'm out of sorts. He tried to charge with one of his bigger units, and the barbarians fled. That's what happened. The crushers ended up charging a unit over far to the left, because I ended up using deploying in such a way where my HQ and everything were all on the left side. So I was going to be away from his power, so at least to give me enough time to react to him. Because whenever you're facing these guys, you're going to be reacting more more times than not, because the entire army is fast. It's to my opinion that both sides should have armies that are either really fast and hit hard, or really good at holding you up. So you think about it, you got the warriors of dark gods should be just as fast as Bretonnians, because they're basically the chaos, the dark destruction side of Bretonia, right? So I ended up throwing a spawn into his +1+ armor save guys, but they have a low strength, like I think they're like strength 3, so that thing is gonna hold them up indefinitely. So that was a good plan right there for me to actually do that. The crushers did what they did on the left, and he ended up charging the barbarians, and they ended up crushing them, I believe. And then the barbarian horsemen they're kind of moving up here. I might be able to charge in there and do some damage with that. But then again, I'm thinking that, you know what, it might be better to just let the chaos spawn do what it does and just hold them there. The crushers overrun into another unit, and when they overrun into that another unit, they're going to probably crush that unit and end up off the board. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. We had so much fun. Me and this opponent had so much fun that this game ended up going 7 turns. So yeah, the Chaos Spawn, they came in at the second turn. He actually was able to charge in onto one of his trebuchets, so that's one shooting unit off the field. And then I turned my unit around like that when it ran off the board, so that's when we're going to be coming in. Yeah, that spawn is going to hold them there indefinitely unless he does something. What I should have done with these barbarians, I should have probably threw them out there in front of the large lance there to slow them down. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking at all. There were just so many units all over the field that were dangerous. And I was just losing so many models at one time. Yeah, that thing is still holding them there, even in his turn, his close combat, still holding them there. Oh, man. So the spawn does have a purpose. It's just not the purpose everybody thinks he should have. You know what I mean? It's like he's great at just holding crap there, like little shaft units and stuff like that. That's what he's good at. He's not good at holding big units or anything. Kind of like the razor pig for the beast herds, except the razor pig could actually do damage if you let it. Yeah. So over here, I don't know what to do with these barbarian horsemen. The barbarians end up not rallying and they end up fleeing again. The battle shrine is just kind of out there, not really doing anything anymore. I actually really need that thing to actually get into the field. Yeah, this is their continued fleet in my turn. Just not rolling high enough, and I actually have a character in there, so they need to turn around or I'm going to lose a lot of points. He ends up hitting the crushers and finishing them and overrunning. So yeah, they're probably going to end up turning and facing the barbarians, and the barbarians are going to have to deal with that. In the close combat, the Wasteland Beast ends up killing that trebuchet, and in his turn he ends up charging the that spawn. Now, if I had actually had the barbarians, the horsemen, and put them in front of that knight unit like that spawn could have held them there another turn. And I think we're in like turn 4 or 5 right now. So that would have gave me a little bit more time to do some more damage before everything happened. He turns and faces away from the barbarians because he really doesn't care about the barbarians because they just fled. So no need to keep on, because when they rally, he's going to be long gone. The battle shrine just kind of sitting there. Probably should move that battle shrine in such a way to get there and get in front of him as quickly as possible. I was just trying to save points at this point. The little spawn kind of ran too far. I rolled twice to see how far it would move, and he ran a little bit too far. The warriors over here, they ended up charging the knights. Was left to the knight unit after the spawn, after they killed the spawn, and now we're trying to see whether or not he can see the spawn over here with his giant knight unit. I don't think he was able to see the spawn, and he decided not to charge the spawn. He had this little model over here with a knight with a banana peel. He's slipping on a banana peel. Kind of funny. Yeah, they end up hitting the barbarian unit just like they said it was going to do, and then they ended up either running off the field or being destroyed in close combat. I really don't remember. It's been about 2 weeks since this battle report. And yeah, my daughter's watching snorkels. And yeah. And yeah, so now it's the crushers. I have to make a long charge to get to his knight unit. And I think this is actually the top of turn 6. I believe this is the top of turn 6 now. And yeah, he ends up throwing those knights into the warriors after the beginning of turn 6. What I should have done was, if I had realized what turn we were in, I should have just kind of, kind of stayed back or moved away or done something rather than it kept on pushing forward, because I thought I had more time than I actually did. I thought about charging his big unit of bowmen, but I was like, man, that knight unit is, if I can charge and hit them, then he won't be strength 6, and I can actually do some damage, and he won't be able to return a lot of damage. Then I didn't realize how many knights there were in that unit. And we have these hard unit caps in the Wars of the Dark Gods book. However, other armies don't have these hard caps like we do. So that I don't like that. Because I think he had like upwards over like 13 or 14 knights in that unit, whereas the Chaos Knight unit can only get up to 10. Yeah, the Warriors did quite well in close combat against his knight units. Dropped them down to only 2 guys left. His magic phase was kind of lame. I mean, magic didn't even really play a big role in this battle. It was just matchups the entire time. Matchups. And the challenge, I think my champion challenges, he accepts with one of his characters. He does 2 wounds to the champion, and then the unit does a wound to the crushers themselves. The Warriors finish off the knight unit. I mean, I'm doing a lot better than I was the last battle, but there are still a lot of things stacked up against us here. All right, so in hindsight, I probably should have, because I had a list where it had 2 warrior units instead of a warrior unit and a barbarian unit. But in hindsight, I probably should have went with that. The Crushers actually made their long bomb charge. I think I rolled like an 11 or something like that. So they got in there where they needed to be. Now we just need to hit hard. We need to kill a lot of people. And we did kill a lot of people. But the thing was, we still broke from close combat because of static resolution. Took them over just by a little bit. Yeah. And in my turn, I think I missed this turn here. In my turn, I ended up rallying. And this was actually the bottom of turn 6 right here when he was able to beat them in close combat. And we didn't even realize it. And so the Crushers would have not... I wouldn't have lost so many Crushers. That would have been the end of the game when that close combat had ended, and that would have been it. So I'm taken away from this. Warriors just need help. I mean, really and truly. Like, I wouldn't mind a unit cap if, like, above a certain amount of models, you get, like, they cost more. That would kind of curtail people away from having these huge units, and people won't feel like they're being shortchanged when other armies don't seem like they're shortchanged. Like we're talking about the ogres being able to get 13 ogres in one unit, whereas once chosen, they only get I think it's like their cap is like 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed the battle report, and remember to just press the like button at the bottom. I mean, do that for everybody's battle reports, whether you like them or not, because what you might think is not that good, somebody else might like it. So generally, I give thumbs up to anybody who does a battle report, whether I like their battle reports or not.